All right, first look at the AFC Championship game, the Ravens offense, and I'm going to focus this tape on third downs. Money downs. That's how you keep drives going. That's how you put points on the board. That's how you win in big moments, is how you execute on money downs. 11 third downs in this game for the Ravens. Believe that they converted 3 of those 11. So I wanted to take a look at the big picture. Play calls, execution, details, all of those things, and how it led to the Chiefs defense winning the third down battle. All right, so here we go. 3rd and 6 or 7, first third down of the game. All right, what do the Chiefs do? Chiefs bring pressure. Okay, we got 6 on 6. We block it up. Everything's good. We're going to run a route where we've got an in, an under, and an under, or we've got a one-on-one stop backside. All good options. All good options, because you got press on the stop if you like it. Maybe not because it's press. I like the easier throw over here where Lamar goes, is we've got off coverage, safety coming down, off coverage in the slot. I always like these runaways against off coverage. Good read, good win on the route. There's the throw right there. Got to make the play. You got to make these plays in the moment. Now, question also becomes, if he makes that play and he makes that catch, does he get to the sticks? But you got to give yourself a chance. Good throw, route's right there in front of you. Got to give yourself a chance by catching it and seeing if you can drag the defender for those 2 yards. Otherwise, good coverage there, right on his back, right there to be involved if he makes the catch. Moving on to the next one. Okay, 3rd and short. We're going to run the football this time. Boom. Met in the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go. Again, the Chiefs win the battle right here. Now, not sure how this is supposed to be blocked by the Ravens, but somebody else has got to come down here because they've got an extra guy just sitting in the hole right here on the cutback. There's a linebacker that is untouched on the inside. Have to almost believe that Mark and the other tight end likely have to work their way down and leave these outside guys free on the interior run. But we leave a guy open in the hole right there. He's the guy that meets us, right? Everything else is fine. He's the guy that meets us in the hole and stops us from advancing once again. So there we sit, 0-2 on third down. Okay, another 3rd and short. We're going to run another one. This time, nice little run right there. Tough run, wasn't easy. Tough run, but we've got the options here, right? Lamar Jackson off of this guy. If he feels like this guy comes up the field, hands it off. If he feels that guy comes down, we put it in your hands to either run or kick it out here to Zay Flowers, like the play call. Spreading it out a little bit more, and then instead of packing it in. So now you give that threat of Lamar running or that threat of a quick throw out there and trying to win the blocking battle. But we get a nice tough run here for the first down. Okay, we can come back and it's a 3rd and longer situation. 3rd and longer situation. They go man again in this situation. We leave the defensive end free right here as we're trying to release outside. I'm not really sure exactly why we don't come out and at least bluff the defensive end, because we're trying to come this way and be lead blockers out here. So I'm just surprised that we stepped down, but maybe that's the case. We're trying to get the defensive line to step down. We're also pulling this guard right here to try to get some action there, so maybe that's why the tackle has to come down. But either way, not giving this defensive end, Chris Jones, any interference leads to a free hitter right there, and he comes up and sees it right away. What's happening? He didn't have to mess with anybody, because that's the first thing. He comes up and he goes, okay, everybody else is stepping down. Why are they stepping down? Does a great job of reading this and making a play on the football. And again, game of inches. So if Lamar Jackson's able to get this ball to Flowers right here, look at this. Set up to block. If the big guy can get this guy and he wraps back underneath, we got a big play opportunity on third down, but it's just the little details here The other thing that I like to do on this, and again, these are details for me, a couple things, is if I'm Zay Flowers, I'd love for Zay to step outside, to start going outside as if he's going to run to the flat and try to draw these defenders a little bit wider, because it helps set up these blocks a little bit more that when I catch it, I can get back to the inside. The other thing that it does when you get a little bit wider here is it gives the quarterback a little bit more space to try to find a throw. The tighter you are to the quarterback, right? So the tighter you are here and you got a guy in between you, the less space I have to be able to figure out how to get it around that guy. The more space there is, the more I can at least have an opportunity to get it around that guy. The other thing that I would like, and I understand we're trying to get this out quickly, what I always like to say is, as a quarterback, if I know I've got offensive linemen that have to get out and lead this thing, I want to buy a little bit of time for them to lead this thing. So first thing, like I said, this buys me a little bit of time. If my receiver starts outside, so he's not ready to catch the football anyway, so he buys me a little bit of time. He's buying time for his offensive lineman to get out there and set it up. As a quarterback, I want to buy a little bit of time too. So what I like to do on these is, I don't like to set up on the throw. Meaning I don't like to just set my feet real quickly as I would on any normal throw, because once I set my feet to a throw, this defensive end now knows where I have to throw it. He knows where my right arm is, and he can attack my right arm and he can attack the football, because there's only one place that it can go. It can only come from that arm to the target. So what I like to do as a quarterback is I like to buy some time back. First thing, keep my eyes down the field. Now, it might just be a second, but eyes down the field so I don't give it away to anybody where I'm going. I don't give it away to the secondary guys. I don't give it away to the defensive end. He sees me looking down the field. Now he's thinking, man, I got a free hitter on the quarterback. He's not even looking this direction. So I'm drawing him to me, but keep my eyes down the field. Let all of this happen. Offensive linemen get outside, buy some time, and then continue to fade and then throw the football. Because as I continue to fade, what it does is it changes my arm for Chris Jones. He doesn't know now when the ball's coming out, doesn't know where the ball's coming out, because I'm continuing to move back. So he can't just attack my right arm. He's got to continue to attack me, and then hopefully I can beat him with the throw, so he's not just standing here like this and waiting for it and reading my right arm and being able to knock it down. If I continue to fade, maybe he comes up the field and maybe this throw comes back underneath him. I don't know, but it just helps us to manipulate defensive linemen better when we stay on the move and give them something that they have to move towards, right? Give them something that they've got to chase after instead of just being able to stop and get their hands up. So little details maybe make a big difference on that play. Okay, here's another 3rd and short. So this particular play, and the Chiefs do a great job of disguising as always. So they're going to run a slant flat over to this side, and then they're going to have this combination here where they're going to hook and run to the flat. Okay, so neither of these concepts is great against cover 2. So what we're really looking for is down here on the bottom, I'm looking for a 1 high look. Now it looks like it could be a 1 high look. And up on the top, I'm looking for anything where the corner's off. Now, the good thing is I know I've got the corner off on the top no matter what. So for me, I get it. Lamar Jackson thinking he's going to have 2-on-2 right here, trying to figure out who's going to cover the back. So maybe thinking that he's got this guy going man-to-man on this guy right here, but they fool him with the coverage. They run back to a cover 2 look to that side. So Snead stays down. They pop another guy out to that hook. We've got a guy kind of holding in the middle over here. And so as we come out to throw this, and even though Snead chases inside for a second, his responsibility is the flat. So he's got flat. This backer inside has slant. And that's why in cover 2, we don't ever want to read this side. We only want a middle close side where I can read an underneath defender. We got 2 underneath defenders over here. I don't want to be here. Now, Snead chases it inside. So maybe with a good throw here, we can catch this, turn the corner, and maybe get there. I don't know if he's getting there. So really, what we need to see right here for Lamar Jackson is pre-snap tells me I've got corner off to that side. So, worst case scenario, I'm going to read hook flat off of that defender. Now, no problem thinking, oh, maybe I have it on the backside, but on the snap, Lamar's got to see this guy. This guy goes back to the deep half. He's got to work his eyes right back to the front side now, and there's the read, right? He stays tucked inside. Here's our throw. There's our first down. We're moving the chains. Another win for the Chiefs. Fooling Lamar, pre-snap, and then being able to come off, play your responsibility, and then on top of that, Lamar not making a good throw there to at least give Hill a chance. All right? So, they've been running a lot of man-to-man on third down. Well, here they come out with cover two. Okay, so we're going to run a go route here, a go route here, and then a middle route right here. So, designed for cover one, we're trying to get a go route on the outside against cover one. But if you get a too high shell, what we really want to do is we want to work this safety. So we want to get a 2-on-1 off of this safety. All right, so get those two guys down the field. I'm going to read. That safety squeezes. I'm going to try to get the go down the sideline. That safety gets wide outside the numbers. I'm going to try to get the guy down the middle of the field. So it's a play that can work against any coverage, although it's better against one-on-one on the outside, middle closed, and go get your shot. Okay, they give him cover two right here. So cover two right here, we should be reading this front side safety. Okay, what does that front side safety do? Front side safety is getting outside the numbers. So what that would tell me is I want to take this shot down the middle of the field. But I want you just to watch the details of that route right there. Okay, so to me, on this one, and now maybe I've got this wrong. Maybe this is not an all go. Maybe this is an over and an out and a go route here. Okay, so that would change it if that's the case. If that's the case, it's a long way to go from the backside numbers to get all the way over here on an over route, going to the wide side of the field. But it makes a distinction because if I'm running the goes on the outside with the middle on the inside, I would want this seamed up and keep it skinny down this hash. So now I'm going to get a linebacker on Zay Flowers down the middle of the field, and we're going to make him run with us if I get this safety to go wide. So let's just watch that right here. If that's the case, boom, right there. See how he's up over the top? If he's running this thing down the middle of the field, there's our throw. If he's running it over, and again, the reason I say some of this stuff is because I watch the eyes of Lamar Jackson, okay? Because the eyes of the quarterback are kind of the windows to the soul. Lamar's eyes are going this way. And so because his eyes are going this way, I have to assume that this is what the route should be. Because otherwise, why would his eyes be over there? He's got to go on the outside against cover two, which is never an option. And so if the route was this, this, and this, and we're trying to get this high-low over here, then his eye should automatically be to this backside no matter what. He should start over here no matter what, and then he can work to his check down. So kind of a cross between I'm not really sure what's going on. If he comes back to this side, okay, so I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm trying to decipher what's going on. But if his eyes are over here from the get-go, we see the corner get depth. Okay, so now it becomes more of an inside high-low where we're going to hit this inside. Probably the throw on this play, if he's over here, is right here. Give it to your guy on his out-breaking route right here and let him get those 2 or 3 extra yards. There's the completion right there. Let him get those 2 or 3 extra yards for the play. But first question, okay, why is this guy doing this? Is it because he's supposed to and it's an over? All right, I buy it. If that's the case, then I say, why are your eyes over to the right side, Lamar? What are you trying to see over there? Because everybody's going this way except for a back on a check down. And I can't imagine that's where you want to go first, is to a back on a check down. So trying to decipher what really is going on this play. What is this play design? And if it is what we call 989, go, middle, I want that middle guy to stick that defender and get up over the top of him, running down the field instead of across the field, because running across the field plays right back into this linebacker's hands. as Lamar gets back to him. This is one that should have been intercepted. Should have been an easy interception right here. But it's about details. It's about details across the board. What are we doing? Where are my eyes? What am I seeing as a quarterback? Why are they in certain places? What are the details on that middle route? Why cross the field instead of stay high down the middle of the field and put all the pressure on the linebacker? These are the questions that I'm always asking. I always want to know why. Give me a why. Because to me, there's an issue there one way or another, whether it's route design, route technique, route execution, or whether it's Lamar getting his eyes in the right spot, being able to read it out and know exactly who he's looking at from a defender standpoint. All right? So here's a play where, and the Chiefs do this a lot, the Chiefs play cover zero. Okay, so what is cover zero? Cover zero means it's straight man-to-man across the board, okay, and there is no safety high. So this guy back here is covering somebody. I don't know if he's covering the tight end, the backside receiver, or if his cover is this back here. I'm not sure, but he's covering somebody. Now, when you go blitz zero, what you normally do is you normally bring that extra guy down to the edge and bring him right now, because then you overload their protection. You've got more guys blitzing than they've got protecting, and you force a quick throw. But the Chiefs don't do that here. The Chiefs don't bring an extra guy, which for an offense, you're saying, oh my gosh, this is awesome, because I got Zay Flowers going to the middle of the field. They have no deep safety there, and they're not bringing too many defenders. So watch Zay Flowers on this play, makes a move, boom, there it is. There's our throw. There's our touchdown throw against blitz zero on this particular play, because the Chiefs chose not to bring that extra guy and force an issue. But, again, this is about execution on third down. But I think that's Hill right there. Here it is. We got it blocked up. We got everybody blocked up here. You got one-on-one on the linebacker. You pick him up. We've got a great chance for a touchdown to Zay Flowers. We miss. We drop our head. We miss the linebacker. And before Lamar has a chance, before Zay Flowers is able to break, there is a linebacker running free on him on third down, and it leads to a sack in this situation. So these are the hidden plays within a game. This is a possible touchdown play that becomes a loss and a sack on third down. Even though we had everything set up perfectly for success, we lost the execution battle, and now we're punting the football once again. All right. Another third down play. So they're running a play that I call fish over here. Okay, so fish because it's a hook and a flat, so I call it fish. On the other side, they're running a play that I call hinge. Okay, so it's a little hook inside and then an in up over the top of it. I like to put a hitch fade to the outside. On top of that, also looks like they're just running a go to the outside, but this is the play. Okay, so again, it's about read, it's about details. All right, so the first thing is Lamar starts his eyes left. So not a big fan of starting his eyes left. Now, again, I don't know what he's taught, what they're telling him, but here's the thing. We've got a guy going to the flat and we've got a guy going to the hook. When a team runs cover two, okay, so safety high over the top, we've already got a guy sitting in the flat and we've got a guy sitting in the hook. So they're in perfect position to cover that play. Okay, so for me, this is a corner off play. So imagine this corner off. Now we have one defender that's responsible for hook and flat. That's when we want to go to that side. That's when we read it to that side, is when that corner's back and there's only one underneath defender to that side. We read it over there. Okay, so now we say to ourselves, all right, that's not a good cover two beater, so we need to put a good cover two beater on this other side. And so I understand what they're trying to do here. They're trying to get a high-low on this inside defender right here. So if he widens to cover the hook, we throw the in back behind it. If he gets depth to cover the in, we throw the hook. All right? So the biggest thing is the details of how we're going to run this. Okay? So I understand why they're trying to do this right here. So they're going to seam this guy inside. Okay? They're going to seam this guy inside. So with that, what it does is it brings this guy inside, okay? And so why is that important? Because here's the thing, is that we've got to try to figure out how to get a stretch on this defender right here. So we want this guy to go inside because we want him to get inside the Mike linebacker because it's not really a throw over him. It's going to be a throw inside of him. And then this guy's going to widen, so if that linebacker pulls to him, we're throwing these things kind of an in and out throw more than it's an up and down or over the top throw. So we're trying to pull that linebacker one way or another. But with this seam inside, this defender who's sitting inside goes inside as well. So by him going inside, it takes him right to this hook, and now that Mike linebacker is able to fall off. So just watch that slot defender. See how we go inside? When we go inside, he goes inside, and he's right there to cover the hook. So he grabs the one inside, and the Mike linebacker is there to grab this one right there. And so now we're in a bit of a bind here because they covered it extremely well. Now, I'm not sure there's a lot of things that I would say to do different, because that's really what you want to do, is you want to try to get this guy to be wide so he's not in the equation. And then you're going to hook this guy and read him first, or basically read this defender. But if that defender doesn't match to him right now, you're going to pop that hook on him before that outside linebacker can get there. They play this perfectly well. And the seam inside, we don't get inside the defender. Okay, so we don't get inside the defender to put the pressure on that Mike linebacker. And we squeeze the outside linebacker. And so you see it right there. There is nowhere for Lamar Jackson to go with the football right here because outside linebacker matches to the hook and the inside linebacker matches to the in. So really, the throw here, if you're going to throw it, okay, because I understand what they're doing. The throw is, got to see this guy if you're Lamar. Okay, that guy gets depth. You got to put it on Isaiah Likely right now. Not easy, but right there. There's the throw right there because the outside linebacker is still caught up with number 2 for a second. So you got to see this depth and put it on him right there. Not easy because the Chiefs play it really, really well. They squeeze those two receivers together so that outside linebacker is able to pass the outside receiver off, take the inside guy, pass the outside receiver to the inside linebacker, and now there's really nothing going on this play for Lamar, right? Good pocket, good stuff, but they've got everything covered here. Now, Likely does a good job late because I don't know if that's a detail, but I like it as a detail. If you're going to do this, which I like, widen this guy to try to pull that linebacker. But if the outside linebacker matches to you and they pass it off like this, he should be on your outside hip. So hook there for a second. You don't get it because that Mike linebacker gets depth. Now replace back to the inside in that voided area, which is kind of what happens here. Hold there for a second, okay? Don't get the football. Let the read happen. And then run away late like Likely does right here. That could be a great detail for this because, again, you see this guy's getting across, so you're not stacking on top of him. You're holding long enough to let him clear, and then you're following him late. We call that a hitch and runaway. So whether it's here or whether it's here, you run the hitch, you turn around, you expect the football. Not there, okay? Run away. Not there, run away. There's a reason he's not giving it to you right now. Now run away from those guys, but you have to pause to allow that separation to happen. But here, not really anything open until late. And now it becomes try to create a play, and they're not able to do that here. And again, losing another third down. Right, little things for the Ravens, and Chiefs playing things really, really well. Here, another third and short, hand it off, pick up the first down, move the chain. So had some success running the football more than they did throwing the football. Okay, so here, and these are the things, and again, we use the word out-coached all the time. And, you know, it's not necessarily a great term, but it simply means that the coach on the defensive side called the perfect coverage to counter the play on the offensive side. And so that's what we mean by out-coached. right? Doesn't mean that guy's better. It just means in that situation, he called the perfect defense to stop what the offense called on that side. The offense didn't have an answer against that defense, and defense wins. Okay, so here, they're going to run two-man. So we've already looked at some third downs, right? And we've seen a combination. Man, we've seen a combination of two. Okay, so for me, when I've seen that throughout a game, I want to make sure that I have answers for both things. Okay, I want answers for both things. So as we run this here, so the first thing you see is it's obviously a combination because this is two-man. Okay, so I need man beaters and I need zone beaters. Okay, so man beaters are things that usually stay on the run, right? We stay on the move with those things. Zone beaters are things that not necessarily on the move, but we're trying to attack a zone. But what you see with the Ravens right here is they run 4 stops. Okay, they run stops across the board. All right, so this is really tough because nobody's running away from the man coverage. Okay, nobody can convert these things because they've got safety help over the top. So now it's simply, I got to pick a guy and I got to try to hit him right now. Okay, and so that's the key. Whoever you pick, Lamar, pick a guy and you got to stick with that guy and you got to hit him on the back shoulder because nobody's going to create great separation. So you can't look around the board. Who do you want to pick? Pick the inside guys. Pick the outside guys. I don't know. Now, still a tough concept because when teams are running two-man, what they tell so I'm going to draw up here on the top with flowers. What they tell the defensive back is you play a trail technique. So you drop underneath him and you trail him because you've got safety help over the top. So you play under, safety plays over. Now it's tough for the quarterback to make a throw. Okay, so that's what they tell guys on two-man. So when I have this play, which is all hooks, first thing I'm saying if I'm Lamar is these guys are dead specifically because of the press coverage. When you're in press coverage like that, now it allows you to jam the guy and then fall into a trail technique. So first thing I'm saying right off the bat is I'm going one of these guys inside. Both have off coverage, so now it's harder for them to get into trail technique. Now they're going to be playing catch up because I'm going to run a sprint at them, and there's a better chance for me to create separation with one of these two guys. But you got to pick a guy, Lamar. You got to pick a guy and you got to be ready to rip it. Nobody's going to be wide open because we have man coverage on a stick route or a stop route. Pick a guy. Which guy do you pick? Okay, so you see both of those guys in the slot. Boom, right there. There's your throw. Got to have the ball out. Got to throw it to the outside number. And you've got to take your shot and let it go. And he's a little bit late because he looks right, then left. He's a little bit late getting there. Now it becomes another, I got to create. And really well done here. I think that's Hill making a move, flipping it to him. And he makes a great catch for the first down. But making the game hard. It's understanding the big picture. What's dead from the get-go? Where's the soft coverage? Where's the press coverage? And then timing becomes vital when a team is playing two-man. But nice job creating and a great catch by the running back to move the chains on that one. So 3 conversions that we've seen so far. 2 runs on 3rd and short, and then that play right there, which was a great catch by a running back, but only got us 3 or 4 yards. All right. So here what it appears to me that we're doing is we're going to run a little hitch or curl and go. We're going to run a little hitch or curl and go, and then we're going to run the guy down the middle of the field. So it's kind of another version of, remember we were talking about earlier, goes on the outside and a middle on the inside. So it's the same sort of thing. It's just now we're going to run stutter goes on the outside. We're going to fake like we're going short, then we're going to go deep. And so the same rules apply. Trying to get one-on-one on the outside. If I get a cover 2 look, then I'm going to read, if there's a safety back here, then I'm going to read my 2-on-1 side, which would be these 2 guys over here, my 2-on-1 side, if I get a too high look. All right, so we come back. And first thing I see is press over here. Okay, so that's the first thing I see. Double moves, they can be good against press, but I see press over here, and I see a safety up over the top of him. Okay, I see off coverage down here with no safety over the top of him. This safety is tucked inside. So I'm saying right to myself right now, I can read this guy on the snap if I want. So I can read him, and if he goes running back to the middle of the field, I can work my double move over here. But I'm going to see that safety first. If this safety stays anywhere in that area to help double that double move, I know I'm coming right back here to this double move over here, and I'm taking my shot because it's one-on-one. There's no safety help up over the top. All right, so Lamar starts left, okay? And so, again, I just simply ask, why are we starting left? Okay, what's taking us left, and why are we staying left so long? Because once this safety's over there, that's dead. Here's my one-on-one. Now, it's covered really, really well. I'm probably not going to go there, but at least when I come out, I'm coming out, and I'm going to pump fake to this side, see if I get any movement. I don't get any movement, then I'm going to replace right back underneath here to the guy here. So you read your one-on-one, and then you come down to your check down. So there it is. Fake to that side. I don't have it. Then try to replace back underneath to this guy if I don't get the one-on-one on the outside. Here is a scramble. Now, I'm with a lot of people here. This one easily could have been called PI. Little grab right there, a little tug on that portion of it. I get it. Keep the chains moving instead of forcing them to kick a field goal in this game. But this was, to me, the story, is that they just weren't efficient about what they were doing and what we were looking at, and the execution of those different things on third down didn't win the money downs, and oftentimes that leads to losing, especially against good teams in the biggest moments.